Hey guys, Beth Murphy here. I don't usually talk to you 2 days in a row, but I have something to say. And that's my criteria. So, yesterday I did a video, and as someone pointed out, I was a little bummed, but I was kind of explaining about how I get myself out of my little mental funk. I mean, the whole cycling probably only took like an hour and a half. And my message yesterday was to get it out. And I do feel that that's INFJ specific. I mean, it's good advice for anyone, but I'm pretty sure now, I'm not technically schooled in this. I just say I'm an expert on me. I really believe that. And I know that it helps me to get it out so I can then view it from the observer perspective. And that's what makes me different. That, and, I have my interest in metaphysics and energy and things that I can't prove or see. But when I show it to you and explain it to you, it resonates with a lot of you because you're made of the same stuff that I am. It might not be your primary interest, but a lot of you are getting this. And thank you for telling me that, because that was part of my upset yesterday is, what's the significance of me being me, right? Now that's got to be a classic INFJ thing right there. But it's like I have stuff to teach, but is there anyone there to hear? Well, if I go back to my belief system, I believe that if you do have something, yes, it's something that wants to come forth and flow through you. It's in asking. Just because you have it automatically means there's an asking. And that has to do with us. And this is a metaphysical type of thing. It has to do with us all being like part of the same one thing. It's like this beautiful interplay of energies. So if I have something in me, if you have something in you, trust that. Someone is asking for it. Now, where I went maybe quote unquote wrong was putting too much significance on the reception. Really, that's not what it's about. It's about you. Your life is about you from your perspective. That's all. The only reality you'll ever know is from your perspective. So it is enough just to want to do something because you want to do it. That's my message for today. And I do want to point out, this is a good example to teach you something else. And this is a repetitive lesson because this happens every moment of every day of your life. So as I keep saying it in different ways, it will sink into your subconscious. And I believe that you'll do what I did, which is I start to live differently. And when I'm always checking in with myself and asking myself how I'm feeling, I'm naturally going to move up this scale. Okay, now here's my point. Yesterday, I'm calling it a funk. I'm more comfortable with that. You know what that feels like. And the energy of that word is much lighter than anything else somebody would label it. You're out of sorts, whatever. You're not like on point. Okay, happens to everyone. When you feel that, things aren't clicking, you're out of sync, you wake up and stub your toe and it's downhill from there. That's on the physical side. But on the mental side, you're not in that place where everything's clicking and you have harmony and you have synchronicity. And we all love when that happens, but it doesn't necessarily happen every day. So when you're feeling like that, and again, this is a scale, you'll notice they kind of go from the lower feelings to the ones that really we enjoy being, when you have the energy of passion coursing through you and interest and joy and optimism, obviously those are ideal. But when we're down here, now each range of feeling is the lens that you're looking at your reality through. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's worth it, because you can get this yourself and you could teach this to other people. Now, when you're in a particular range, you only have access to the thoughts that coincide with this range. Using myself as an example from yesterday, I was feeling funky about my place because, as an INFJ, I do believe I have a lot of solutions, and I also hold the belief that there aren't quote unquote enough ears to hear. But I'm going to tell you how I rectified that before the video's through. But the point is, when I was in that lower state, I was putting focus on those beliefs that I have inside of me. And by the way, just the fact that they're there means that they're wanting to be healed. So don't ever buck the system here. Don't ever fight this. Don't ever judge yourself for this. They're there because they're like holding up their little hands and saying, I'm here, heal me. It's showing you a belief that you have that is not serving you. That's it. That's it. This is something that I will continue to speak about. But anyway, so in that range that I was in yesterday, I actually did not even have access to my own teachings. Like, I already solved this about, a few weeks ago even. I posted something on my Facebook that solved the problem yesterday Beth was experiencing, just because I got myself in a funk. But because I was in the funk, I was having access to all the energies and all the thoughts and all the beliefs that might still be in me. I was resonating with them. All right. Because again, where I was at was the lens that I was viewing my world. So I only had access to those lower thoughts. Now, again, 2 weeks ago, Beth up here had already solved that. And isn't that funny how this is how you create your reality? Now, let me show you. I'm saying 2 weeks ago, Beth already solved yesterday Beth's problem. I hope I'm not twisting up your brain. But so the problem, just to revisit what I'm talking about, it was, as an INFJ, I believe I have solutions, and I have a belief that I'm frustrated there aren't enough ears to hear. And this is because, in America, it's very challenging to live here when you have a lot of violence. I know why there's violence, and you know how we are as INFJs. We're very stubborn. We're obsessive in the way that we've been researching, we've been studying, we've been observing all of our lives from all different angles. So no one is going to tell us we don't know what we believe that we know. Remember, that's that intuition part of us. It's you're just not going to argue with me. So when I hear what feels like 90% of my environment having the wrong discussions about a problem the world seems to be having, and I believe I know the answers, and when I offer them in what I feel is a loving way, INFJs, I think we're very thoughtful. I think we're lovely. we're lovely people, because I don't see us saying, do as I do. I see us saying, I am sharing my perspective. But even that can be attacked, with the fear and the ignorance. So I keep more to myself than I'd like, frankly. So that's where my own personal frustration comes in. And now Scott Morgan just did a video on this yesterday. Look him up on YouTube, Scott Morgan. If you don't know already, I would consider him an INFJ advocate. Now, he has the educational background of the Myers Briggs, and you can sit and you can attend his lectures on YouTube, and you can learn something too. So these are the people that I look at when my brain needs a tweaking. I have like an upline that I look at as well, where I get information. So I wanted to just show you something quick. I was saying 2 weeks ago, Beth already solved that problem, but I got in a funk yesterday, and it's like I never even solved the problem, because this really is the lens of your reality. That's how you're creating your own reality, by agreeing to feel in a particular way. So I have to bend this here. You ever hear this starfish story? If you could look it up, that would be awesome. The starfish story. One day a man was walking along the beach when he noticed a boy hurriedly picking up and gently throwing things into the ocean. Approaching the boy, he asked, "Young man, what are you doing?" The boy replied, "Throwing starfish back into the ocean. The surf is up and the tide is going out. If I don't throw them back, they'll die." Yeah, I am laughing and crying. "If I don't throw them back, they'll die." The man laughed to himself and said, "Don't you realize there are miles and miles of beach and hundreds of starfish? You can't make any difference." After listening politely, the boy bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw it into the surf. Then, smiling at the man, he said, "I made a difference to that one." And that's what I was kind of wrestling with yesterday. And you know what? The people that do talk to me, you're enough. You're more than enough. You're like my little starfish. I'm totally geeking out right now, and I'm sorry. And this is also why I don't have a camera on me. I can be so much more intimate with just my voice at this time without people staring into my soul. When I give, I really give like my whole heart. And it's just easier at this time for me to do this. And plus I love my papers. I love my lists. I love my notebooks. And I love to write things out that I think are very important. So the moral of my yesterday's story is, as INFJs, I'm reminded, I've done videos this myself. We need a reason. This is why I was a stubborn child. My poor parents. Yeah, my poor parents. I was quite an interesting mix for them, because and they would call me this too, I was a sensitive child. And you just couldn't make me do stuff I didn't want to do, right? Now that I grow up and I know better, and I'm not sorry either. I can't toe the line unless I see the reason for my personal involvement. And I think that's fine. I didn't have children, so I didn't have to face dealing with a child that was like myself. And then, so yesterday's video was how I got out of my funk. And I gave, my understanding of, I'm not going to tell my best INFJ girlfriends because they're like me. They're also doing their sensitive stuff because they're also absorbing all of their environment. And I don't want to bring my girlfriends down. I love these girls. I don't want to bring drama to them. And I likened it to, if I had a cold, I'm not going to sneeze on my girlfriends, but I will speak to other people. And then, I indicated who I talk to. I'm not going to talk to an INFJ that I'm close to. I'm going to find another one that doesn't know me because he's not going to care that much. And I did. And then I'm going to find a non-intuitive feeling person because they're not going to care. I don't have any guilt. I'm not going to make them sad. Okay. But I'm also pointing out today that here I was having an issue yesterday, and because I was in this lower range, it felt like something that was bringing me down. But I had actually solved it a few weeks before. A few weeks before, Beth was living up here. And again, I had just posted that beautiful starfish story that you witnessed me crying to because it touches my heart so much, because I live like that. I already do that. And a few weeks ago, I put it on my Facebook. That's why I posted that story. And I put, this is why I smile at strangers. You see? Because it might mean something to one of them. And this is how I live. On the street, I smile at everyone. And then, so 2 weeks ago, Beth knew that, but it got in a funk and I forgot all that. And this is why you create your own reality based on your vibrational countenance. Okay. It's completely illusionary. It's all an illusion. How I was feeling. And as an INFJ, you may have come to this understanding as well. Can't you see that all truths are true? This is really, really why you do create your own reality. This is why I study metaphysics, because there is no true. There's just, where are you at right now? Okay. I'm actually going to write that down. I'm sorry, I have to take a moment here. It's really important though. There is no true. And I love quotes because language is limiting. There is only where you are right now. Okay? That's very important. There is no true. There's only where you are right now. So anything else I talk about for us is going to be about this scale, which is the lens that you see the world. And we're just going to continue to discuss that in different ways, and it will seep into your subconscious. And you will, if you are drawn to this video, I'd like to think that that's part of the magic of the law of attraction, that I have something to offer and you have something to absorb. And it is what it is. I'm dropping my expectations about how I'm going to express myself and who's going to show up. Enough people have already shown up to make it worth it. But guess what? Just because it's in me is reason enough. And that's what I've really cemented. And now I actually don't think I'll revisit that topic. Like, I think I have healed that belief in me that I am enough. So, once that little belief, if it's negative, it'll keep popping its little head up. It wants to get noticed. And that's how it gets healed. And then after you truly love it and it's integrated, that's what healing is, and it won't pop up anymore. And the more joy that you have, the more you will rise in your perspectives, and you will have a life that becomes more and more and more on this higher portion of the scale. All right. Now, I threw a lot at you, and I'm probably not going to talk for a few days. All right. And hopefully, that came out clear. And 18 minutes, that's not too bad. I think for me, it's important to be short and sweet, because I think I threw a lot at you. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. If you have something to say, or if I left anything undone, I'll answer you in the comments. And other than that, I think we're good. I know how to deal with myself now. No expectations. Buddha calls this the middle way. Right? If you're not really, really, really hoping for something to happen, you're not going to really, really, really be disappointed if it doesn't. So if you have something in you want to share it, give it away for free, give it with love, no expectations. You're enough reason to give it away. The fact that you enjoy something coursing through you or doing something kind, and trust that it'll take you where you need to go, wherever that is. Trust. And it all works. I've looked into this and studied this a lot. You're going to have to trust me. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.